Straight out of the mail, Garmin InReach. Just kidding. Picked this up at Oshkosh last year. Haven't gotten around to setting it up. We finally set it up. So this is gonna be my first time using it today in the airplane. This thing is gonna be amazing to have on me at all times when I'm out on my adventures, in the airplane, on the boats. It's gonna be just an amazing thing. Going offshore with this. We got a text message plan with it, 10 texts a month, direct to satellite to anybody I want. If I get lost or if I get stranded somewhere, I can just shoot them a text with my coordinates and help can be on the way. Or I could send a SOS out for Coast Guard to come rescue us. So very excited about this. Stoked to take it with me today and maybe try it out, send a message to somebody. Woo-hoo-hoo! I got this backpack on. I love when I got this backpack on. Getting stoked at the hangar now. There's something about leaving the flaps down, you know, like that P-51 look, you know? Oh man, just rolling up and the flaps are down. I think it just looks so good like that. Just put a little shine on her. Ready to go now. Woo!
I'm going to the beach today.
Woo! Flew down to North Perry today with Frankie, and as we were coming into land, my dad and his buddy here in the Satabria were just taking off, and they were heading towards Arcadia, where we're going to get some tacos and some fuel. And so they were about 69 miles out, and we were showing about, I don't know, probably another 30, 35 miles from that point. And we finally caught up to them with about 10 minutes out to go. So I'm just trailing off them into Arcadia now, going to break off, and we'll get a little closer. We'll do our own little pattern and join the airport to land. Frankie and I are going to grab some food and then head on to the ranch, meet up with Daniel.
Woo, boy!
So look at this. So people like to say, oh, I don't want to go anything more than 100 knots. And, you know, my 100-knot airplane is perfect for that. Well, here's what I got to say about that. You know, you could fly this Comanche at 100 knots or 90 miles an hour. And here we go, we're burning 7 gallons an hour at about 90 knots. So the same burn that a Piper Warrior 160 would have. So it's pretty awesome to see that. And then of course, if you want to pump it up, you can burn 13 gallons an hour and do about 155 knots. So really awesome little airplane. You can do anything you want with it.
This is not a Comanche ad.
Not a Comanche, not an ad for Comanches, but no. Man, if I was born in the 60s, I sure would be a good sales spokesman there.
Well, Frankie and I got here to Arcadia for our tacos. Look what we pulled up next to. So I had to put the flaps down, you know, naturally, because I want to look like a P-51. And then, wait a second. Is that a P-51? And the flaps are down? Yeah. What are the freaking odds? Look at that. Look at that. Comanche. 51. I mean, I could hardly tell any difference at all. You know, I mean, but that's the beauty of it. I mean, but look at the angle on these things. Just incredible. Like I said, the Comanche 400s drop probably, man, I don't want to say a number, but a good amount more than these. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's funny to look at these down because you would think they would drop a lot more, but that does plenty for these 250 Comanches. But the like I said, Lee Hussey with that 400 Comanche, he had them down, and it looks just about like that. You know, they're just sticking straight down, little barn doors. Anyways, made it out here, hanging out for the day, and shooting over to Daniel's ranch here in a couple minutes. Well, we got here, ate lunch, and got a odd phone call from a friend of ours, and they're currently down in a field. They ran out of fuel 5 miles away from this airport. Unreal. We're suspecting some sort of fuel leak or something. So they're down in the field, nice and safe, but I think we're just gonna get some gas cans and bring them some fuel. What do you think about that? Rescue mission. Yeah, in-flight emergency rescue mission.
At the airport? No, he's out in the field.
Is there a road access there?
I'm going to find out right now.
It's a good field to land in.
There's a big field. And
okay, hang on. That'll tell me. He's here?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how you're going to get there.
I can tell you right now. We're going to do like this. We're going to go to map. We're going to do like...
I'm concerned about locking.
2 miles of this thing?
2.4.
Let me see. Let me know if you hit any major potholes. If you see any major potholes.
All right, well, we got this little guy in our our way right now. Come on there, keep going, keep them going. There you go, let them go, let them by. What are we doing today? Oh my gosh. Stop for a hike there, Frank, huh? This is beautiful, man.
5 gallons. Go for an hour. Right? We'll find out when we get there.
Beautiful little field. Middle of the state of Florida's got a lot of fields like this, so it makes flying around here relatively safe. Short little phone call, and we were here in about 15 minutes or so. We're just gonna add a little bit, and then he's about 5 miles from the airport. All right, see you later.
See you later.
Vayos con Dios.
So Frank and I just stopped by here, drop off some fuel for a buddy of our friends here in the middle of a farm field. So just taking this 5-gallon jug back. He's just in a little light sport amphibious airplane. So he got off the ground probably only looked like about 200 feet, 250 feet or so. He was off the ground again. But we were talking, we looked for any blue streaks, anything like that, any potential engine damage or any failures like that, and it didn't seem like anything was wrong. It just looked like maybe a slight miscalculation on the fuel to get out here, and the headwind today was a little bit stronger. So that just goes to show you, always make a quick, decisive decision and put it down in a nice field, which we'd have the luxury of having a ton of those, an abundant amount of those here in South Florida, South Central Florida.
We're heading out to my buddy Daniel's ranch right now. And,
The day rolls on, Frank.
So we're looking for Daniel's ranch out here, company ranch. It's kind of hard to see. It's not on any charts, but I see the river that the road crosses, and I don't see the ranch yet, but I know, oh, there it is actually. I'm going to turn right onto it. There's a little part of the field that's mowed out to land on. The cows are out there, so we're going to have to do a low pass and scare them off. So here we go. I was trying to go slow, but this plane's just too slippery, so we got cows all over the field. So we're going to have to do a little low pass here and just scare them off a little bit. Hopefully this works right here. Going to have to definitely do a few of these.
oh boy,
They're running.
cows are out.
This one doesn't feel like moving. We're going to have to wing this one up. There we go. All right, got to go back and do a couple more of those. So there you go. We got a little help from Daniel. I guess he just got here. So he just pushed the last one that was laying down there. She was still laying down. She didn't even get a budge.
No
there
way.
we go. Thanks, Daniel. We're going to land from this direction here. Hey, bud. Woo! Nice and skinny little strip this is. All right, Daniel. Oh, you got a calf right there, probably trying to run back for her mother. Yeah, he's gonna block her. All right. Daniel's in the blocking position right there. Our gear is down. Daniel's blocking that calf right there who was gonna try and run back to her mother. I was going to go around. I saw him running, but when Daniel was over there, I figured he was going to do a good job on the block. Here we are, though. Daniel climbs. There's a cow patty. Oh, just dodged that one. We'll just go get to kick it later. Awesome, man. This is it. We're out here now. Very, very narrow strip. I hope my wheel doesn't fall off the edge there. All right. Sweet deal. Out here doing out here stuff.
No, it was a couple weekends ago.
Frank and I are hanging out. We got ourselves posted up. There's actually a little pond right over there. Big clearing. And we're just hanging out. It's about 6 o'clock right now. Perfect time for these little hogs to start coming out. We got a little occluded front right now over Florida. So it's not terribly warm out. It's probably the coolest it's gonna be for a little bit. So just out here waiting. We'll see if we can get a hold of any little critters.
No pig.
None at all.
No pig. We spent the last few hours walking around the ranch here. It's about 700 acres or so that we were trying to move around. So some of it we walked around, some of it we took the gator. No hog doe, but that's alright. We just wanted to get out of town and go hang out in the middle of nowhere. Just lining ourselves up here on the grass strip, getting ready to go. Thank you guys for joining along today with us, and hopefully keep you guys tuned in on more adventures. See ya.